Very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to Mental Health Notes. I'm Dr. Shambhavi Jaiman, and today we are here to talk about a very important aspect, a very important thing which has happened recently, the results. A lot of you, thousands and hundreds of you, have given your exams, your 12th boards, and have gotten your results. So today we are going to talk about how can we deal with them. What are the aspects of a result we need to keep in our mind? What are the things we need to take forward when we are getting our results? So let's start with when we talk about, when we are talking about results. I was transported to my time when I got my results when I was in 12th standard. And it was such an overwhelming feeling. A lot of anxiety, a lot of happiness, a lot of fear, a lot of chaos. Everybody was waiting for their results, me along with my friends. But there is a very important aspect which we need to talk about. When we are talking about results, when we talk about 12th class results, 10th class results, a lot of us make it a very big thing. We make it a make or break thing. We make it a do or die situation, which it is not. You need to understand, we all need to understand that exams are something which are going to keep happening in your life, throughout your life. You will start giving exams as early as, entrance exams for school these days, to start giving exams during schools and after school and 10th class and 12th class entrance exams. So it is very important to remember that this is not a make or break situation. This is not a do or die situation. It is not the hype which it is created to be. It is not the monster which it is created to be. It is a celebration. It is a milestone. It is a situation where we can learn things, we can move forward. So remember that. Now, when we talk about, getting the results, it's a very good feeling. For some people, it can be a bad feeling for some people. We need to make sure that we learn whatever we can from those feelings, from that particular situation, and apply it in the future. When we are talking about 12th class exams, it's not something which we need to focus on to make our life. It is not. When we talk about 12th class exams, a lot of us, when we think about 12th class exams, we did not think what we would be doing today. We did not plan it the way we wanted it to be. We planned it, but it did not probably happen the way we want it to be. So it's not that if you make your results, if you get your results. So when we talk about results today, it is important to remember that it's not a make or break time. It's not a do or die situation. It's a situation where we can learn a lot of things. We can learn our strengths, we can learn about our weaknesses, we can improvise in the future to avoid those weaknesses. So it's important that you do not take it as the final solution or the final situation. You need to remember that when we are going forward, this is something which is going to be a stepping stone. It's not the end. When we talk about exams, when we talk about 12th standard exams specifically, it's not reflective of what kind of a person you are, what kind of a life you're going to have. It's just a milestone. So make sure that you take it as a milestone. You don't take it as a situation which is describing your whole life. A lot of us, when we get our results, when you would have gotten your results, you would have thought that, you have not done well. And that's okay. But we need to reflect. What we need to do is we need to go back, see what was the preparation, what was the thing which was lacking, learn from that, and remember that so that we can put it forward in our future exams, in our future situations where we need to perform. The second thing when we talk about exams is that the support which we have in terms of our families, in terms of our friends, in terms of our peers. It's very important to remember that this situation is not going to define what you're going to have with your friends, what you're going to have with your family. They're going to be there to support you. They're going to be there to take you through this journey. It is very important for the parents to remember not to make it into a monster. It is a celebration. It is a milestone which we need to celebrate with the child, which we need to let them know that this is something which will happen in life. It might be positive, it might not be as positive, but we need to take it into our stride and move forward with it. The third thing which we need to remember is that when we are talking about exams, there will be multiple exams in life. There will be multiple opportunities. So one exam doesn't go well, doesn't mean that the other exam is not going to go well. So you need to remember that. A lot of times what we do is that one exam doesn't go well, and then we start thinking or we start ruminating about that particular exam, and then we don't focus on the next exam. So preparation, giving yourself time, not ruminating on that particular bad result is very, very important. When we are talking about results, another thing which we need to keep in mind is that there are situations which will define your results. You might have fallen sick during your exam. You might have had certain situations where you haven't been able to perform. It is that particular day which affects your result in a great way. So you can control certain things about your results, you cannot control certain things about yourself. About your results, you need to remember that things which you can control, you can worry about, but the things which you cannot control, you cannot worry about them. If you worry about them, then it's not going to be of any use. So make sure that you remember what you can control and what you cannot control. In life, when we are talking about exams, they're not only going to be academic exams, they're going to be different kind of exams. So again, we go back and reiterate the fact that this is not a make or break situation. This is not a do or die situation. You're going to have multiple exams. So it's better that we learn from them, we reflect on them, we see our strengths and weaknesses and move forward. Now, when results come, it is important to keep in mind that, the marks are not going to be something which are going to define you as a person either. It might define you, okay, what is the next step you need to do? But it's not going to define you as a person. So that is something which is important. It doesn't reflect on what kind of a person you are. It doesn't reflect on what kind of confidence or what kind of information or knowledge you have. Your exam day can be something which was not very good. You fell sick in the morning and you couldn't perform. So it is important that you take all that into consideration when you're trying to consume or when you're trying to sort of take in your results. If you know that you've done well, good enough, you will have good results. You know that this day of the exam wasn't as well and you tried your best, you gave it your best. That's something which is important. You gave your effort. Then accept that. Try and think of it as an opportunity to, when you know that you've done your exam well, but on that particular day there would be certain circumstances which wouldn't be fine. You might have certain illnesses, you might have certain other circumstances which might hamper your performance. So you need to understand that you cannot control those things. So you can't worry about them, you just need to keep going. It is very important to also remember that when we are talking about exams are going to be there. One exam doesn't mean that this is the end. So 12th exam ke baad you will have your entrance exam, you will have your interviews, you will have other exams, other entrance exams. You cannot get bogged down by one particular exam. If you get bogged down by one particular exam, then you wouldn't be able to perform well. When we talk about how to handle the anxiety which comes with our results, again, something which we need to remember is our behavior, is our thought processes. We need to avoid any sort of comparison with our peers. They had different situations, they had different preparation. So you cannot, when you have a different preparation, when you have different situation, you cannot compare your result. You cannot expect your result to be the same. So it is very important to remember that. When we are talking about handling our anxiety with regards to the results, we need to, one, focus on these behaviors, these thoughts. Two, we need to tell ourselves, we need to keep our outlook very positive. We need to be grateful for whatever has happened right now. And we need to tell ourselves that we are going to do better next time. There's always a next time. One door closes, another door opens. So you don't need to make it such a scary process. We don't need to make it such a hyped up, monstrous process. We need to make it a very comfortable, very enjoyable process. We need to take it like just another thing in our life. Give it your full. That is very important. But don't make it as this is the situation. If not this, then nothing. It's not like that. You're going to have multiple opportunities. Remember that this is not the only opportunity. So coming to the end of this particular mental health notes episode, I'm going to just reiterate the same things. One, exams are not a do or die situation. It's not a make or break situation. you will have multiple opportunities. You need to understand in an exam you can control certain things, you cannot control certain things. So you need to have that sort of acceptance. The last thing which I would say is that something which we need to remember is that exam is not something which defines you. You are going to be a person, you are going to be your own person. The exams are just a part of your life, a part of this long journey. So take it like that, make sure that you enjoy the process and not get scared by it. Thank you very much for today. I would just request everybody who has their questions to put in their questions in the comments box. And I would also request you to join us same day, next week, same time. Thank you.